I'm very proud to be a Carbery supplier. Carbery is farmer owned, it's a local business, and all the milk going into Carbery is collected within a 50-mile radius. Our cows are out on grass from springtime till October, about 300 days in the year, and they're predominantly grass-fed. So fresh milk is collected here on the farm. That milk is collected daily by the 4 West Cork co-ops and transported to Carbery for processing.
There's bones of 3 million litres a day comes in here. We now make up to 350 tonnes of cheese a day here in Carbery over 3 cheese plants. We can make cheddar, reduced fats, low fats and mozzarella.
We make cheese, and then for those that are familiar with that process, we generate whey. In the past, you go back 40, 50 years, whey would have been used as a pig feed. It would have been seen as a waste material. Carbery introduced an innovative process which enabled it to extract proteins from that whey, which forms the basis of our nutritional ingredients today. These ingredients are found in many leading infant formula brands around the world and many sports nutrition brands.
The fundamentals of Carbery have always been, we get in a gallon of milk, and the only thing we don't use is actually the water. We take every single thing out of the milk.
The permeate that we receive in the alcohol, it comes from the ultrafiltration department. When they separate out their whey proteins, the bulk of the water from the milk, the sugar, the lactose in the milk and the minerals in the milk, that is what we get down to fermentation for fermenting into alcohol. The yeast that we use in fermentation, once that yeast has no longer got use for us, we send that to the yeast extract plant where they make a flavours product from it. In the first stage of our distillation, the spent wash, it goes to the anaerobic digesters for the first stage of effluent treatment. Those digesters produce biogas, which we reuse in our boilers here for producing steam. 2/3 of our product is sold as biofuel, which goes into the petrol industry. Our biofuel is 87% less CO2 intensive. That helps to reduce Ireland's CO2 emissions into the atmosphere and help us towards our greenhouse gas targets.
The cost of energy for the site is one of the biggest costs on site. The Energy Department's role in sustainability is reducing the amount of energy per tonne of production, and this is why we installed the 4 heat recovery streams and why we are pushing departments to keep within ANPIs so that the amount of energy we're wasting is at a minimum.
There is no waste in a bioeconomy. It is how do you find value for that waste product, or how do you dispose of that waste appropriately at a lower value, always adding back in incremental value to the business.
Certainly the plan is to decarbonise. We already have solar panels, for example, on this building. We're also looking at options for nearby solar farms. A big one we're really trying to look at is biogas, because that's going to be key because we're a significant gas user. Things like seaweeds, for example, they're now starting to play a role in terms of inhibiting methane. Just that whole circular process, it's not just one circle, there's a whole series of smaller circles. And I can certainly see Carbery being part of those smaller circles as well.